Man, oh man, we're live now. Ain't no
We're live, yes.
holy shit, man.
Hey guys, welcome to the Redline show with my boy Donovan Sharp. I am Steve, the Dean Williams, guys. Let's get into who this show is brought to you by. This show is being brought to you by Tate's War Room, guys. Make sure you check out Tate's War Room. Also, guys, make sure you check out Tactical Soap, guys. Tactical Soap. This is also being brought to you by the Fraternity of Excellence. Join the online brotherhood of exceptional men. And last but not least, the 21 convention that is going on April 30th through May 3rd, as well as the 22 convention. Donovan, what's good with you, brother? You see anything? Hey, you know that now. Look, Donovan, I swear on all that I am.
Oh my God.
I looked high and low, and I found a adult size Dallas Cowboy onesie for you. And I was going to send you at least $100 worth of Dallas Cowboy pictures. So you had to take all that stuff down.
Oh my God.
I was going to lay you out, dog.
Man, hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you what, man. I'm glad that Dak Prescott had an AC joint injury, because I'm gonna tell you what, Steve. If Prescott's shoulder wasn't hurt, we lose that football game. He hits Joey Gallup. Dude, Joey Gallup wide open over to him. Tavon Austin wide open over. If Tavon Austin catches that pass, that's it. That's a wrap. It's 50 yards in 4 seconds. So yeah, you're definitely a man of your word. And it would have been very, very embarrassing. I'd have done it. I'd have wore the onesie, would have liked it, but I'd have done it.
I got 4 more. I say I'm gonna do it for 5 shows. So I got 4 more shows left of wearing this.
All right,
I'm done. But real quick question: do you beat the Giants though?
See, here's the thing. I don't know, because one, they got Daniel Jones starting instead of Eli Manning. Daniel Jones right now is a better quarterback than Eli Manning. Number 2, the game is in New York. It's not up the street here in Philly.
Right.
It took us overtime to beat the Giants at home.
Right.
The Statue of Liberty, Eli Manning. Number 3, I don't know if you heard about this. Zach Ertz is out for Sunday. So we're not ribs. Oh my God. It was actually the pass that went through over the middle towards the goal line.
Yes.
Went up, and I forget, number 43 in the Cowboys came in and laid right into his ribs. I was like, that's gonna hurt in the morning. Right. So listen, do we beat the Giants? I don't know. Like I don't, we're like 4.5 point favorites. I don't know that we cover. I don't know that we win that game. I'm hoping we do. So
okay. All right.
I'm not with any Giants fans though.
All right, well, guys, this is a Redline show. We have a super chat right here, Donovan, to answer everything. So, would you like to go first on that?
Sure. So Michael 11 with the $5 super chat. He says, "What did you do to quit bad habits? Smoking, wasting money. What was the process?" You know, a lot of times, and I've had. We all say that we've had a porn addiction. Like did I have a porn addiction? I don't know. Maybe it qualifies as that. I know that I used to jerk off to porn just about every day until I was, I think it was until I was like maybe 37, 38 years old. I haven't masturbated since my 38th birthday. And the reason for that is because when I used to jerk off, after I jerked off, I'd be no good for the rest of the day. Anyway, I quit that cold turkey because the benefits for me were immediate. But smoking, wasting money, bad habits, what you have to do, and I think, and Steve, I think that you'll probably co-sign on this. What it starts with is a plan, right? Like people can say, well, hunker down, and no, it's not hunkering down. It's not pull up your bootstraps and just do it or just man up. No, when you're talking about a bad habit, like, and smoking is not just a bad habit, it's an addiction. People get addicted to nicotine. I saw somebody in here that says you have to wean yourself off of it. I think that's part of the process. But I think the very first step that comes with quitting bad habits is you have to have a plan. You have to have a plan. You have to make a financial plan to spend money more wisely. You have to have a plan of action as far as stopping smoking. Maybe you go 50-50 cigarettes, vape, then maybe 75-25. You know what I mean? Like kind of wean yourself off of that. At some point, maybe you need like Chantix or some sort of anti-smoking medication to help you. But I think the first step in quitting bad habits is a plan. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, as far as, because I don't do drugs or anything, but as far as money wise, I really you just gotta hunker down, like man up things. You got to be disciplined. It's a lot of discipline there, because when I didn't have money, I would save my last check, and whatever I made for the first week was what I had for the month, and that means ramen noodles, cereal, and hamburger helper. So I stretched it out, but it's a lot of discipline in that because for a lot of these guys, they want to overspend sometimes for women instead of themselves. So for me, it's just a lot of discipline, Donovan.
Dude, I agree with you 100%. And I think a lot of men have, and most people have poor spending habits. Very, very few people. And I see you in the queue, area code 216. I'm going to get to you in just a second. Guys, call the number 914-205-5356. Again, that's 914-205-5356. That is the number to call if you want to get in on the show. Pardon me. Oh, there you go. Perfect. Excellent.
I'm sorry. Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, like I think a lot of guys have bad spending habits, but I think you nailed it on the head. So many guys, and I talked about this on my show the other day, there are so many guys who go broke trying to impress women.
Yes.
They go broke trying to impress women, trying to buy things for them, taking them out on dates, et cetera, et cetera. Dude, that's a bill. When a woman becomes a bill, you need to get rid of that bill. So aside from a plan and discipline, you need to, and what a lot of people do to stop spending frivolously is a lot of times that they'll just spend money like they normally do and just write everything down. And when you actually look at it at the end of the week, like you'd be surprised, like, holy shit, I spent $75 on fucking fast food last week. Oh my God, I spent $60 on X. I spent $100 on Y. When you actually see what you're spending, that sort of, now listen, just because you see it, it makes you aware of it, it makes you conscious of it. But by the same token, awareness is one thing, but having a plan and discipline is quite another. So and listen, that is a very, very long and drawn out process.
Yes.
I would look up, again, you got to have a plan. Number one, you have to exercise discipline. Number two, number three, you have to know what your addiction is. Maybe, listen, you might not be as bad with money as you think. Maybe the things you're spending money on is bad. Maybe the timing is bad. But if I were you, I would probably Google how to overcome addiction. I know there are 12-step programs for just about everything. So yeah, listen, that is a very good question. God, man, I could talk about that forever. I don't want to take up too much time, but yeah, that was a good question by Michael 11, man. Let's see here. All right, so let's go to the phone line and let's go to area code 216. Area code 216. You're on live with the Redline. Go ahead.
Donovan, what's up, man? This is Kalade, man. I'm a big fan, man.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Thanks for calling in.
What's pretty good, but hey, go Browns, by the way. Hey, look, check it out. Hey, hey, I just saw your phone number come up on the screen, so I tuned in. I have no idea what you guys are talking about, but question: did you get a chance to watch Star Wars?
No.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, Steve saw it.
Horrible. There's so much feminist agenda in this fucking movie, man. I damn near walked out.
Yeah, I've heard they made the lead.
I mean,
yeah, I've heard they made the lead character like she's super, girl power and this and that. That's the reason I haven't gone to see it, because I just don't want to see. I don't want to see a Star Wars movie with a female lead. That's just it. What'd you think about it, Steve?
I just had to finish it out. Even though it came out in 77, I had to start it in 78, but
I
just had to finish it, and it was choking it down like dry milk. It was just a lot of cupcaking, a lot of weak ass. I mean, I like the lightsaber fight, but it's like a love spat between two people. And then the worst part about it, cake ass Finn, before he's about to sink in the sand, he's like, I got something to tell you. He wanted to confess his love to the trick and everything, but she kissing on the other dude and everything, and he all in love on another. Man, it's a lot of, like you say, the caller's right. There's a lot of cupcaking and grass eating lion type stuff. So it was really weak, man.
Right.
All right. Well, thanks for the call, area code 216. Yeah, a lot of guys. MLD actually went and saw Star Wars. I don't know why he did. He said it was just one. He said it was an abject disaster. He knew there was going to be that. But for older guys like Steve and myself, yeah. Listen, I had seen every Star Wars all the way up until the Rogue One. When I saw that the lead was a female, I was like, dude, like all of a sudden she's just this fucking Jedi Master. She's 21 years old. Like Luke Skywalker and Anakin Skywalker took their whole lives. They had to train under Obi-Wan Kenobi and Yoda. Along comes this chick. She's 22 years old. She's this good looking girl. All of a sudden she's this Jedi Master beating the shit out of Darth Maul. I was like, nah, I can't do that. No, sir. Listen. Kudos to you for choking that down because
I took one for the team, brother.
You took one for the team. All right, let's go to another call here. Area code 509. You're on live with the Redline. Go ahead.
Hello, Mr. Sharp.
Yes, how you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Fantastic. Hi, this is Brass Mustache out of Central Washington. How are you doing tonight?
Brass Mustache, dude. You've got one of the coolest handles, man. I love that Brass Mustache.
Well, I also have a handlebar mustache, so that works out perfectly.
There you go. What's up, man?
Hey, your episode earlier this week about red flags and crimson flags and black flags, hit the nail on the head.
Good.
It was perfect. God, I wish I heard that about 3 years ago.
Well, the reason why I thought that episode was important to do is because we live in a world of nuance. Like, we all know that let's just take it to the extreme, right? We understand what red flag means. When a man is talking about a woman with red flags, we are literally talking about slut tells. If she has an addiction issue, that's a red flag because women with addiction issues are hoes. If she has daddy issues, that's a red flag because girls with daddy issues are hoes, and sometimes they're paid to be hoes. But I think what a lot of guys seem to not understand, what we have to understand is that this is the hand that we've been dealt. And a woman with red flags 60 years ago would have been disqualified for any sort of relationship whatsoever. But this is 2019. We can all bitch and moan about the state of women and talk about how bad they are. Well, listen, a woman with red flags should never be in the running for a relationship. You're absolutely right. But this is the world we live in. So rather than nitpicking about red flags, what guys like myself and Steve do is we teach you, okay, so your girl's got some red flags. There are some things about her that you don't like. There are some behavioral issues that you might have to address. Here is how to address them. And it's really sort of a my way or the highway type of deal. She can either choose to fall in or she can choose to get the fuck out.
Absolutely. And the reason I wanted to call was I guess it's kind of hints at kind of nuance of these red flags as you were putting it.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. I'm off on this, but I guess under daddy issues, what would you say if would you consider her dad being a blue pill simp being a daddy issue because she'll expect that from you?
That's interesting. I wouldn't necessarily call that a daddy issue. Now, on that level, usually when a female has daddy issues, it's because dad was not in the home, right? If there was no, and again, for those, and I don't want to go psychology 101 here, but the reason why females with daddy issues exhibit the way they do, particularly with fathers that were not in the home, absentee fathers, is because when the little girls grow up, the first man to ever love them is their father, right? And the father is the very first man. Like, the father is really the first love of the little girl. And so when the father shows that little girl love, it validates her. It lets her know that you are loved. I will protect you. I will provide for you for no other reason, but that you're my little girl. You're my daughter. Well, when a girl has that, she doesn't look for it in other places, right? She knows it, come hell or high water, whatever happens in a little girl's life from age 0 all the way up to 20 something years old. Subconsciously, she knows that she is loved by a man. She is loved by her father. But little girls that grow up without their father, they seek that love. They seek that male love. This is why girls with daddy issues
in any way possible. Yeah.
Oh, dude, it often manifests itself through promiscuous behavior with much older men at a very young age. Dude, they're 12, 13 years old, sleeping with guys in their 20s and 30s. That is a woman with daddy issues. All strippers have daddy issues. All of that validation, they're like, oh my God, it's like cocaine. It gets so high because all that male validation. Listen, a girl who has a strong male father figure in her life wouldn't get high off of that false validation. That's not real validation. What that is that's just attention. So this is why girls with daddy issues that's a red flag. Now, in terms of a girl having a beta father, she might have daddy issues, but her daddy issues aren't really going to be, she's going to be a lot less susceptible to the promiscuous temptations and proclivities that she would if daddy wasn't there. Don't get me wrong. If she has a weak father, she's not necessarily going to expect that from you. But listen, he might be a beta father, but he is her father, and she knows that she is loved. As long as that father in the home made it very clear to his little girl, hey, daddy's going to love you no matter what, then her having a beta father, that's not a red flag. That's not nearly as much of a red flag as, say, a woman who never had a strong male figure in the home. What's your opinion on that, Steve?
Yeah, hey, caller, remember, man, it's your mindset. I don't care if she's got Bigfoot issues. The bottom line is this: whatever you want her to be, and if she's not, you try to correct it. If she chooses not to, she's gone, man. So they're gonna come. See, a lot of women gonna use daddy. Well, they have daddy issues because they've never met anybody to be assertive and lead them. That's where they have the daddy issues from. So she's expecting you to be the leader of the household, unlike her father. And if she gets out of sort because mom got out of sort with dad, she's going to try you maybe once or twice, but it all comes down to you, man, at the end of the day. I don't care if she's got Loch Ness Monster, Smurf issues. I don't care. As long as she respects me as a man, we good.
I'll say this, just to piggyback off of what Steve said. Listen, daddy issues or not, all women respond to masculinity. Okay. It doesn't matter if there was a dad in the home, doesn't matter if she had a strong father, weak father, absentee father. If you are steadfast in your beliefs, if you are absolutely traditionally masculine, as in I am the leader and you are the follower, doesn't matter what her issues are. Listen, she may follow them, she may not, but I'll tell you this. If she does, she might be able to stay. If she doesn't, then you're out of there. That's just how that works.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, thanks for the call. Area code 509. I think we had a super chat question. 916 and 808. I see you guys in the queue.
Let me see.
I think it was either euros or pounds.
I got it right there. Lucas.
Yeah, very good.
Lucas. There we go.
Yep. Okay. So Lucas Bay, with the 4.99 euros. I think that's 4.99 British pounds. I think that's what that is. He says expand on not letting your LTR, your wife or girlfriend, not to let her wear heels and dress at work and going out on the basic gym, guys plus girls. Is that not too controlling or showing insecurity? What he's asking, Steve, and he's actually asking this because this is what I require of my woman. When Devin goes to work, she wears jeans and a shirt. That's it. She doesn't wear heels. She doesn't show cleavage. She's not wearing lipstick. She wears a little bit of makeup just so she doesn't look. I mean, she has to look presentable. But she doesn't wear earrings. None of that stuff. Okay. When she goes to work, she wears. She has her hair brushed down. Sometimes it's in a ponytail. She's not going to work to impress anybody. So he wants me to expand on not letting your girlfriend dress up for the world, go to work showing cleavage, wearing heels and this, and that, and the other. Number one, no, it's not showing too much insecurity. And I'll tell you this, and I think you're going to agree with this, Steve. There's a difference, okay, between, like, when a girl says you're insecure or jealous, there's a difference between being jealous and insecure. And then there's a difference between jealousy and insecure and being territorial, okay? And the difference is this, Lucas. The difference between jealousy and insecurity is that is a reactive state. Being territorial is proactive. So I'll give you an example. Let's use your example. Let's say you're dating a girl and you guys decide to move in together, and she's going to work on Monday, and you see that she's all dressed up. She's all dolled up, earrings, full makeup, red lipstick. She's gone on heels. She's sewing cleavage, the power suit, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, whoa, wait a minute. Like, what are you doing? She's like, well, I'm going to work. Well, I don't want you to go to work. Well, I don't want you to go work like that. Well, are you insecure? That you are reacting to that. Being territorial is nipping that in the bud before it happens. And it starts in the training process. When your woman angles for that relationship with you and you tell her, hey, listen, man, here's how it's going to be, right? Let her know, listen, I'm not going to tell you what you can or can't do, but I don't date women who are on social media. I don't date women who go to bars or clubs. I don't date women who travel alone. And I don't date women who go to the gym with their male friends. Okay. Number 5 example, and oh, by the way, I don't date women who dress up in heels and show cleavage when they go to work. Right. Well, you're controlling and this, not there. I'm not controlling. I'm just letting you know what I will not put up with. Now you have a choice, Marianne. You can either choose to date me or you can choose to dress up and go to work, but you're not going to do both. So again, the difference between being jealous and insecure and being territorial is jealousy and insecurity is reactive. Being territorial is proactive. What are your thoughts, Steve?
Yeah, I feel you what you're saying. I think you young men have to understand something, that the question you got to ask yourself is, what level is she on? Because, you know what I mean? Is she teetering toward, okay, if you're in a relationship, is she teetering towards girlfriend relationship or teeting record towards booty call? Is this because if
I think you said LTR, but that's a good distinction to make. If she's just a booty call, who gives a shit what she does? You got no business telling her that.
Yeah, because a long-term relationship could be just a booty call chick. I don't know what the situation or standard is with that woman, but like you said, I don't know what I don't know what male friends are with women with me, so I don't even know what one is unless his name is Swarm.
I can't understand what you're saying because I can't translate female friend. Yeah. I'm not fucking. That sounds like you do gobbledygook.
Well, yeah, and here's the thing I always tell you guys. Don't ask us the question if it's controlling or insecure. You need to ask yourself, is that controlling or insecure? Because remember, Donovan's life and our lives are not your life. Okay, we're on another level. So what's important for you to do is figure out what it is to you. Now, again, I agree with Donovan saying, man, she shouldn't be going on showing her body and all the other stuff. Absolutely. But you've got to ask yourself, what is a long-term relationship to me? And what are my rules? And if you can't, again, it goes back to the first caller. I think it was, no, the second caller. If you can't follow them, bye. Or you can just drop down a booty call and I just see you when I see you, Donovan.
Steve, this is absolutely perfect because when you're dating a girl or when you're seeing a girl, if she likes you enough, inevitably she is going to make a play to be in a relationship with you. Yeah. When you start to lay down what you will or won't accept, at that point, she has a choice. She can either do what she wants or she can do what's necessary to be in a relationship with you. If she says, well, I want to keep doing what I want, but I want to keep being in this relationship with you. Okay, cool. Listen, if you don't want to follow my rules, cool. We'll just keep this thing at sex only, just only a booty call and blah, 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 blah. Well, I have a problem with that. Well, sweetie, listen, I've given you a choice. Like you can either be a booty call or you can you can either be a booty call or you can be in a long-term relationship with me, which takes a lot of work. You cannot ever have it both ways. That's the point.
Right. And the thing is, real quick, is that always remember at the job, the only thing the job negotiates is salary. Everything else the job demands. This is the time you come in. It's the time you take lunch. It's the time you leave. And if you got a problem with that, you can hit the door up and who's next. So that's the freedom you have as a man, brother.
This all starts in the training process, guys. Okay. Just to put a bow on what Lucas just said, you got to lay down the rules before you commit to a woman. You can't commit to a woman and then tell her after you commit to her, hey, oh, by the way, I don't want you wearing heels to work. I don't want you showing cleavage. Lucas says that, well, wait a minute. What if it's a dress code? Again, this starts with the training process, right? So when you're just seeing her, right? Let's see, you guys are seeing each other just on a strictly sexual level. She comes to your place after work, be like, whoa, do you dress like this to go to work? Well, yeah, this is our dress code. All right, cool. Don't say shit to her. Just put it in the back of your mind. And then when she angles for relationship, hey, Steve, can we take this thing to the next level? Well, you know what? Normally I might consider it, but I don't date women who dress like you do when they go to work.
Here you go.
And now you have a choice to make, right? Well, right. Listen, what do you want me to do? Quit my job? I mean, you can do whatever you want. I mean, I'm just telling you, I don't date women. Are you giving me the ultimatum? No. I don't date women who dress like that to go to work. Do you dress like that to go to work? Well, yes. Well, then I don't date you. That's how that works.
Don't date you at all because listen, remember, I'm not going to tell you how to change. I'm going to tell you how to be with me. And if you want to be with me, then you're going to follow my rules. If you want to fight me, get mad, then we just discuss booty call rules of
right.
Yeah, that's it. We'll just have the booty call discussion, Donovan.
There's no need to get mad. Like, hey, listen, that's cool. Listen, you can do what you want. I'm not going to tell you what you can't do. But I need you to leave because I got somebody coming over. I can't believe you just said that. Well, wait a minute. I thought this was just a booty call.
Yeah.
What made you think this was a booty call? Baby, look how you're trying to dress for work. Didn't I tell you 2 days ago that I don't date women who dress like you do when they go to work? Mm-hmm. Or did that not register with you? You guys see how that works? You're not forcing her to do anything she doesn't want to do. You are simply laying out the ground rules. She can either choose to follow them or not. That's how that works. Yeah. 1000 Media Group says, can't thank the both of you enough for your hard work. For your work, I was 35 when I took the red pill. Life is beautiful ever since. Dean, the tap, and the roster are getting worn out. That's funny.
Yeah, I mean, beautiful.
By the way, at Devin's company, they actually were going to rearrange desks because there's like a company, there's doing some rearrangement with the company. And Devin specifically told her boss, she says, listen, I don't want to sit next to men. I don't want to sit around them or whatever, right? And her boss actually asked her why. She told him the truth. She says, I don't want to get too friendly with men. She told him straight up. She says, this is something that I do so that I can keep the trust of my boyfriend. And they respect that.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, and again, I had to make this clear to her before I committed to her. I didn't tell her this is what she had to do. I didn't say, hey, you better not sit by any men at work. Hey, you better do this. You better do that. I simply told her, hey, if you want to be in a relationship with me, then this is what needs to be done. If you don't want to do it, cool. We can suck each other's privates with no commitment, and we can do that till the cows come home. But you're not getting the only thing you're getting from me is the D. You're not getting the C.
Key word with me, Donovan. that was a key word, with me.
That's right. That's exactly right. Well, Brian tells me I can do this. Hey, you know what? Hold up. I got Brian's phone number right now. Let me give him a call. Hey, Brian, I got great news. He wants to be with you, bro. Hey, I think he's interested. I'm gonna give you the phone. Yeah. I don't play that, man. I don't play that nonsense.
Oh, man, I don't play that either, dog.
No, sir. All right. Let's go to area code 916. 916, you're on live with Donovan and the Dean. Go ahead.
What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
What's up?
Yes, go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, you have a question. What's up?
So, yeah. Sorry about that. So, I just had a quick question. I don't know if you guys know about the whole Lizzo situation, but if you did, I was wondering if I get your red pill intake about how what she did at the Lakers game. I don't know if you saw it, and pretty much the over sexualization of black women and
whoa, hold on. Let me stop you right there. Number one, there was nothing overly sexual about what Lizzo did. Okay, dude, when people saw what Lizzo did, it didn't make them think, I want to have sex with fat black women now. No. That's not what that was. What Lizzo did is what a lot of girls, it's what a lot of fat girls do, is they try to own their body positivity, right? And the reason they do this is to beat you to the punch. I'm going to make fun of myself. I know I'm fat, right? She doesn't say this out loud, but she's like, you know what? I'm going to shake my fat ass like nobody's here in the room, and I'm going to expect everybody to like it. I want people to think that I'm okay with the body that I have. That's what I got from that. Obviously, what she did was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, you got kids at the game. Dude, ain't nobody trying to see no cottage cheese ass in a goddamn thong. Get the fuck out of here. Steve, what are your thoughts?
No, I agree with you exactly. I don't think she thought this through well, because I don't want to see that. I thought I had to get a bucket and throw water on her because she was on the beach or something, wailed up. So it was pretty bad. Yeah, looking like Rikishi and everything. But
yeah. Oh my God, bruh. No, you did not.
Yeah, of course, man. But I'm just saying the thing that made me mad. See, again, I don't really care what people do like that, but what made me mad is that there's two things that made me mad. Number one, I don't like when you do things like that around kids, because some parents are not ready to answer those kind of questions from their kids, and that made the parents bad. But what it also did for black men like myself and Donovan, it didn't really make us look bad. It just made black people look bad as a whole, because it's like we can't go anywhere and act like normal ass people.
Right.
So that was just where my problems were.
To me, this is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah. We can't go nowhere.
This is why we can't have nice things. That's what that comes down to. That was purely an attention ploy. People obviously, Lizzo women, they want men to talk about them, and that was just honestly, man, that was just an attention play. That was there. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Oh, area code 808 just dropped off. Let's go to area code 512. 512, you're on live with Donovan and Steve. Go ahead.
Hey, what's up, man? How are you?
Doing good, man. How about yourself?
Pretty good. I'm in this interesting place in my life. My wife left basically because, she had a long-term drinking problem that she wasn't like alcoholic. It was a problem drinking kind of thing. I think it was more of like her acting out, something that I just finally had to pull the plug on.
Yeah, hold on. Let me stop you right there, caller. Let me stop you right. Hold on. Let me stop you right there. Your wife was an alcoholic. Okay. There's no such thing as a drinking. No, nobody has a cocaine problem. You're addicted to cocaine. You don't have a drinking problem. You're an alcoholic. Listen, she's your ex-wife now. You don't have to make excuses for her. So that's, I mean, listen, she's an alcoholic. It is what it is. Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, now that her behavior was just to the point where, you know, I couldn't have it around the kids. I couldn't have her around the home.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, yeah, it was pretty bad. So I distanced her. And now, of course, she catches wind that I'm dating.
Uh-oh.
And she's trying to behave in such a way that I take her back. And I'm, you know, in a place where it's like, well, I really like the girl I want to see, but, you know, it's my kid's mother, and she is acting in a way that I'm like,
Do you want her back? Yes or no?
Behaving now.
Listen. I'm not gonna act like you don't still have feelings for the mother of your children, right? Like, I'm not gonna act like that. You're always gonna love this. How many kids do you have with her?
2.
Okay, right, dude. You're with a woman. And how long were you married?
16 years.
Yeah, dude, 2 kids and 16 years doesn't just go away as far as your feelings and your heart's concerned. I totally get that. But here is the issue, okay? Because of your feelings, and again, this is where you have to start thinking logical. And that's not easy to do when you're talking about a woman that you used to love for better than a decade and a half. But you have to use logic in this situation. And I'll tell you a quick sports story. Mets shortstop Jose Reyes, ultra talented, but he was a locker room malcontent. You know, he would some games he would play hard, some games he wouldn't. The Mets wouldn't sign him to a long-term deal. He was worth $100 million plus, but the Mets wouldn't sign him to a long-term deal. Well, in his contract year, as a lot of professional athletes do, they play their heart out. They're the model teammate. They're, you know, running hard to first base, this and that and the other. 9 times out of 10, the team rewards them with that contract. And then 9 times out of 10, they don't live up to that contract. They go right back to where they were before they were in that contract year. Okay. I compare Jose Reyes to the girl who's trying to get the ring from you. Listen, the 2 times that a woman, the 2 periods of time where women act the best in a typical blue pill relationship is when you get together, number 1, and number 2, when she smells an engagement. When a woman wants you to propose to her, dude, she'll suck your cock, she'll let you fuck her in the ass, she'll cook your meals, she'll be fucking super girlfriend to make you think that if you propose to her, you're gonna get this treatment from her all the time. And as soon as you propose to her, as soon as you guys say your vows, she goes right back to being the neurotic, selfish bitch that she was.
Yeah.
What's happening with I guess your now ex-wife is that you've activated dread game. Holy shit, he's actually fucking other girls. And that's really beating her ass up. But here's the problem. She should have done this years ago, right? Like, she kept doing it to the point you said, you know what, I can't take this anymore. You're starting to date other women, and now all of a sudden, now she's interested. Guess what's going to happen? Steve, I want you to tell him what's going to happen if he decides to take her back.
Well, she's going to go right back. She's just going to do it. You remember, guys, behavior is a trained behavior. She's just playing a role just to get you back because she can't have you no more. But I wanted to ask the caller this. When did she start the drinking problem? Was it before you got married? When did she start drinking really bad?
Yeah, I would say before. I mean, it slowly accelerated. It was that kind of at first, because I was partying too back then. It was digestible. It was like kind of funny at first. But then as, you know, kids got involved, and her drinking became more and more irresponsible.
This is before you had kids, right? This is before you had kids, right?
And it was a problem.
Right. The irresponsible drinking came before the kids, right?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Well, this is all I want to say, and this is very important for y'all to listen to. This is why we always push for you to have your narratives, laws, rules, codes, and principles. Not for you, sir, because I'm glad you have your kids and you know you're fine and you're moving forward. But for a lot of you guys out there, this kind of stuff you can't get my last name being an alcoholic. You can't get my last name being drunk because you are a representation of me. And this, she would have been you. I mean, for you, I'm glad, but she wouldn't have been the wife of anything of mine, because if she's displaying that behavior early on, that's when it's time to have to make those Captain Kirk decisions of cutting bait, because you don't want to go down that road that you're going down right now. And, and it's, your kids love their mom. They want mom back. So it's a lot of things you got to deal with. But I'm just saying, for those who don't have that yet, no drinking like that, no drugs, anything that can hurt your reputation, they got to go. Donovan, what you say on you?
Yeah, a lot of guys in the chat are like, oh, don't go backwards and don't go back to her. And again, it's very, very easy. It's very, very easy for men to give advice to other men because they're not emotionally invested. So I'm not going to be the guy to say, well, this is simple. Don't go back to her. No, I'm telling you that I understand how hard it is not to go back to a woman you love. Okay, so she's an alcoholic. But again, for whatever reason, you guys had children together. All of that said, dude, you cannot go back to this woman, man. Listen, once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. Yeah. That's the way this goes. And listen, and here's the thing, you're not around her 24/7. Just because she appears to be doing better doesn't necessarily mean she is. For all we know, she might clean up for the hour she comes to get the kids or whatever. And the other 20 hours of the day, it's bottoms up. She's turning it up. So I'm telling you, for the sake of your sanity and your children's sanity, dude, you cannot take her back. Don't string her along either, because if you do that, then she'll start to resent you. Just understand that this is something you absolutely cannot do. If you go back to this woman, she is not going to continue to engage in the behaviors that got your attention in the first place. Okay. All right.
All right, brother. Be good, man.
Area code 512. Somebody in the chat says Bryce Harper effect. Yeah, Heathen Deluxe. Bryce Harper hit 34 home runs and drove in 114 runs. So I'm not really sure what you're talking about there. If I'm not mistaken, hang on a second. What were his stats in Washington? Hang on a second. Get into a sports debate here. So Bryce Harper in 2014. Let me look here. So Bryce Harper's first year here in Philly was 2019. So in 2018, let's see, home runs. Yeah, 2018 he hit 34 home runs, right? 2017 he hit 29. 2016 he hit 24. 2015 when he won the MVP he hit 42 home runs. But Bryce Harper's first year here in Philly, he hit the second most home runs he has ever hit. 260. Listen, we can definitely do a little bit better on the average, but dude, he drove in 114 runs. Matter of fact, Bryce Harper hit the second most amount of home runs and drove in the most amount and had the most RBIs in his career when he came here to Philly. So listen, I know you don't like Bryce Harper. Guys don't like Bryce Harper. No, it's not the Bryce Harper effect. Bryce Harper plays his ass off. That's how that goes. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Area code 217. You are on live with Donovan and Dean. Go ahead.
Hey, Donovan, Steve.
Go.
Talk to you guys.
What's up, brother?
What's
up? Okay, so Donovan, I caught the stream you did. I want to say maybe 2 days ago with MLD. Or was that yesterday?
Yeah, the body language. That was yesterday. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gosh, man, the days.
I swear to God, they all run together, don't they?
Okay. So that was a great, some great stuff he had in there. So my question is, so when you get one of those, one or more of those signals from the woman you're with, she lets you hold her hand. She's walking into you. She gives you the eyes while she's stripping the straw and all that.
Right.
Okay, so of course you close out the tab. You start to move towards getting out of there wherever you are.
Right.
But during that conversation, my question is I understand the idea of closing and escalating the conversation.
Right.
Does the conversation then turn mostly sexual? Do you keep the conversation on pretty much exactly the same plane? Okay. What would you guys advise? I didn't catch if you guys pointed that out.
We didn't talk about it. So when you are getting those unmistakable indicators of sexual interest, you certainly want to keep the conversation going, but it doesn't need to be overtly sexual in nature, but you need to really flirt with her. Number one. Number two, if she's showing you indicators of sexual interest, this is when you need to get physical with her. This is when you need to make out with her, right? Dude, I've made out with girls at the bar. Dude, when I start making out with a girl at the bar, or when I started making out with a girl at the bar, I would close up my tab and I'd grab a taxi. Now, what do I do in the taxi? I'm not just sitting around. No. In the taxi, and taxi drivers hate this shit. But dude, hands are all over her in the taxi. Don't touch her. And then I make a game out of it. I'll like grab her tit, or whatever the case may be. You keep the physical sexuality going, because if she's showing you that kind of interest, she is ready to sleep with you. So in other words, now that you have the fire going, keep fanning those flames. What's your advice, Steve?
Well, I'm definitely going to go on the other side of the street with this caller. Need to ask you a question. Have you ever grilled before? On the grill? Put steaks on the grill?
Absolutely.
Okay, what do you do before you put the steaks on the grill?
Well, if you know what you're doing, you're going to marinate your stuff.
All right, there you me. Okay, good. Now again, with all due respect, on the man mindset side, I don't believe in body language till we're in the bedroom. But what I'm saying to you is this: marinating it would be. I'm not waiting for her to give me a signal, because I'm going to lead the whole thing. I don't care. She can grab her titties and rub her nipple in my eye. I don't care about all that, because what I want to do is, when I'm on the phone with her and I'm talking to her and I'm texting her, I'm spitting yak in her ear. Well, what I may say, well, you don't know what yak is. That's when you all smooth with it. And I'm going to let her know, we going on the thing. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you my playbook. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to see you. I'm going to twirl you around. I'm going to hug you. I'm going to tell you how soft, sexy, and nice you smell. And then when we sitting down, I'm going to make you smile, laugh, blush, think, and react. And then if you are sipping on your wine, I am going to ask you, I don't drink much, but I want to know how that wine tastes, not on your lips, but on my lips. And then I'm going to lean in for the kiss. But I'm going to tell her that, because I'm that damn arrogant. But what I'm saying is, you for a lot of you guys, y'all are getting information, which is cool, but this is not a Twix moment where you can pull a Twix bar out and everything freeze and you get chance to think, because this is going in real time. So you either got to, again, be more assertive on my side of the street and be more romantic. Learn how to be romantic, smooth, sexual, and sensual. Shift those things down, but lead the whole thing. Now, again, she's going to make moves like that as well. But please understand this, guys out there. Some women know this thing called the game. And some women out there know how to make you think you're winning when in actuality you're losing. Donovan, have you seen that movie called The Hustle with Jennifer Lopez?
I have not.
Okay, well, this is a case in point. See, what they did is they would give all these signals of what y'all call body language and interest, only to sucker that guy in to her friends that come in. They buy drinks for their friends and they take their credit card and run a tab. So what I'm saying to you is,
that was actually going to be a follow-up question for you guys. I'm sorry to cut you off, Steve. You guys are going to end the call pretty soon. Was the question was with, well, it was a two-part question because of something you said now, Steve. And I'm all for that. I actually I subscribe to that 100%. You should be fucking with her mind.
Yes.
Way before you get into the bed.
Yes.
But how do you go is your game process for that? Would you say both you guys, does your approach to that come with feeling her out, or is it really more about just how comfortable you are with what you're saying personally, or do you give a damn about how she feels about what you're saying, or how you send your game to it? And then secondly,
wow, this is getting real deep, caller. We got other callers. Let's try to wrap this up here.
All right, caller. Yeah, I got to wrap this up real quick. Again, see what I show my guys. I'm just showing guys that's watching right now. The way I automatically get her to want me is by the things I do on the back end. See, a lot of guys don't know about this. I'm gonna show the guys in the room. See, a lot of guys don't know about that right there. Right there, I talk about that all the time. The shower with the lights, and last but not least, this on top of your bedroom, above your bed. Because when I'm talking to a woman,
right,
I'm gonna win her over by what other guys are not doing versus what she wants me to do. Okay, so just real quick to say that,
and what do you find that to be, Steve? What do you usually?
Okay, well, like I say, we got a lot of calls. Like I say, hey, caller, I'm probably gonna do a show later on tonight. I'm probably gonna do a show later on tonight. Call me, let me know, and I'll spit it at you. But yeah, like I say, just be careful. The thing I want to say at the end of the day is just be careful, because women can smell weakness as well, and they know how to play those games to make you think you're winning when you're losing. Donovan, what say you, sir?
Yeah, that was just a very involved question.
Yeah, that was involved. It was really involved.
Listen, I think what he was looking for was sort of a step-by-step.
Yeah, I can do that later on tonight. Yeah.
Listen, what do I do if she wants to have sex? There are so many answers, and it really, really depends upon the situation. And just like what Steve said, it depends on what you do on the front end and the back end.
Right.
No two girls alike, no two guys are alike. There isn't a playbook. So
right. Yes.
If you know a girl wants to have sex with you, follow these 7 steps, and you're sure to, dude.
Right.
The venue, the time of day, the time of the month. I mean, all that stuff is critical.
Yes.
This is definitely not a one size
fits all. Right, no doubt, brother.
Yeah, that's no
doubt.
By the way, Steve, got a lot of guys confused about why you're wearing an Eagles hat. And for the guys who don't know, Steve and I bet last week on the Cowboys and Eagles game. The loser had to wear the apparel for the other team, and the Eagles won.
Lucky.
The Cowboys would be sitting here in a onesie.
It would have been a onesie with the little booty feet. The little when you were a little kid. It was a whole onesie, an adult onesie with Dallas Cowboys. That's what you'd be wearing.
Heathen Deluxe actually makes a very good comment with regards to that last caller. He said that you can absolutely overthink your way out of the vagina. This is what we call analysis or paralysis by analysis. Right. And again, and it takes practice. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
These are very good questions that you guys are asking.
Very good.
But what it takes is experience.
Yes.
And with experience, this is why fighters fight hundreds, dozens of amateur fights before they go pro, because you can't be thinking when you're in a boxing match. If you think, you're going to get knocked out. Everything has to be instinctual. So instead of trying to think your way, into the panties, you're just working on blind instinct and intuition, man.
Well, Don, real quick on that. That's why I always say a lot of guys are shadow boxing.
Yeah.
A lot of guys are listening to YouTubes and watching the books and all that stuff, but all they're doing is this. They're not in the ring sparring, like you said. You're not going to know how good you are until you get in the ring. You know what I mean? So you're right on that, brother.
I agree. Listen, you're going to have to get your nose bloodied. You're going to have to trip and fall before you start becoming good with women.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's go to area code 773. You're on live with the Redline. Go ahead.
Yo, it's your boy Drew once again.
Hey, Drew, what's up, man?
Don, I appreciate you taking my call.
Oh, Drew.
No, just as you said it, man. Paralysis through analysis. I mean, I'm shut down. You literally just blew my mind again, dude.
Yeah. Yep.
I overthink everything. I don't know why. I can't turn it off.
No. Well, and the reason, and see, here's the thing. It's not that you can't turn it off. It will have to be turned off. And the way you turn off analyzing everything and becoming paralyzed by analyzing everything is just experience, right?
Yes.
And this goes with everything. I'll use the sport of baseball, for example. You're up to hit. The count is 1-1, and you're thinking, okay, the count is 1-1. Is this guy going to throw me a fastball? Or is he going to throw me a slider? Wait a minute. There's a runner on second base, or there's a runner on first base, and I know he wants me to ground into a double play, so he's probably going to throw me something to the out. No, just relax, right? The reason why professional athletes are good at what they do, number one, is because of athletic ability, but number two is because of muscle memory, right?
Mm-hmm.
When a golfer swings a golf club, when a batter hits a ball, when Stephen Curry Stephen Curry has shot tens of thousands of three, probably millions in his life. When he catches the ball, he's not thinking, okay, I got to get my shoulders lined up. I got to get everything. Okay, no, he doesn't do that. He just catches and shoots because his mind just automatically knows what to do. But it wasn't always like that. He had to train himself to do it. So whether you're in a boxing ring or on the 3-point line or with a girl, dude, Maverick said it best on Top Gun when Charlie, what's her name? When Kelly McGillis's character Charlie says, well, you have to do this pattern and that pattern. And Maverick said, wait a minute, when you're up there, you don't have time to think. If you think, you're dead. That's 100% right. When you're in the cockpit of a MiG-28 or an F-22 Raptor, an F-16, you don't have time to think. It's just blind instinct. So only when you have enough experience to just start reacting to things, that's when analyzing things will turn off. And what will end up happening is that your analysis process will be instant. Like, you won't even know that you're analyzing things. You won't even know that you're processing information. But because you've done it so many times, so often, it's second nature. You don't even think about doing it.
Right. It's more or less being active, caller, and not playing offense and not playing defense. It's more or less, and I always tell guys out there to add to your vault, your mental vault. When you're not doing anything, add to it, because a lot of you guys don't know you're broken up into different selves. And you got a romantic self, a sexual one, a sensual, a naughty, nasty, kinky, dirty, freaky. You got different selves. So you got to know what guy to pull out, when you got to pull them out, and how to work them. You do that when you go in an interview, like, you, me, and Donovan, or you, me, Donovan, and I guess King's English. We could be drinking beers tonight, and you got an interview tomorrow. So who you are right now, you'll change that up in the moment and prepare yourself to know how you got to win that interview over. So again, if you're not playing offense and you're not being active, that's a telltale sign that a woman knows you don't have any experience.
That's right.
And as soon as she smells, again, if your pussy is tighter than hers, then all of a sudden the game is going to begin of, where am I going to put you at? Are you going to be my driver? Are you going to put my Christmas lights down? You're going to be the shoulder to cry on? You going to buy me drinks? Well, or wait, are you going to buy Donovan dinner? You know what I mean? So, right. So
right. I've been there before too.
And believe it or not, caller, this is a good thing, right? Like, listen, you have to get your nose bloody to know what not to do. This is the thing, man. As far as game and seduction is concerned, it's real. In my opinion, I think it's more about knowing about what not to do than knowing what to do. Because really, with girls, all you have, if a girl is attracted to you, if you have certain qualities and traits that she likes, all you really have to do is not fuck it up. But that's not easy to do, right? That's the difference. That's the difference between men and women. A girl can say and do all the wrong things. We still want to bang her. Guys, we don't have that luxury. That's why. No. I got lazy analysis guy. I've got a scab in the chat who goes by the name of MGTOW. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, shit. Hold on a second. Hang on. Okay. He goes by MGTOW Absolute Knowledge. He says, why do you overthink? I don't know. Cause of false accusations. Number one, let's try to speak English.
Oh, my God.
No, hold on. Let me finish.
Right.
It's because of false accusations. Number two, your answer had nothing to do with what Red Pill Universe was asking. He's not overthinking things because of false accusations. So again, you're sort of backdoor saying, hey, don't go after women all the time, blah, 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 blah. Then he says something to the effect that doesn't guarantee it. So MGTOW guy, who's a scab, he's a scared, crying, angry baby, is going to come in here, and don't time him out. Okay. I want him to continue to run his mouth in the chat just so that we can all see that this isn't the mindset that you need to have. MGTOW absolute knowledge. He's the guy who thinks it's too hard, so he's given up, right? So rather than coming in here to learn and sort of strengthen his mind, he's coming in here to try to convince you guys to just give up because of false rape accusations. So MGTOW Absolute Knowledge, please stay in the chat. You are every bit as valuable as we are, because we're going to tell you what to do. You're going to show these guys what not to do. So if you guys want to know what not to do, listen to MGTOW Absolute Knowledge. Go ahead. Listen, I would make him a mod if I could. MGTOW Absolute Knowledge. Absolutely keep it off at the mouth.
You know why I love him? I love him because he's the kind of guy that, because he never had a real man in his life and he had a lot of feminine energy. He's a guy, Donovan, that goes to the shooting store and he buys the perfect shooting outfit. He buys the perfect gun. He gets the deer stuff and he goes out into the woods and he sets up that tower on the trees and he stays out there for 6-7 hours. He finds that deer, Donovan. He shoots the deer. He grabs it, puts it on a car, drives it home, skins it, cuts it up, and all that other stuff, puts it in the refrigerator, cooks it with nice butter and some potatoes on the side, Donovan.
Yeah,
and all he does is give us the plate. That's why I love him. Because hey guys, We need guys like this. Don't get mad at him. Don't get angry at him. He is what he's supposed to be. Don't change him. We love him.
Listen, stay in the chat. He says your mindset is delusional. Again, listen,
we love you.
He's literally proving our point for us. He doesn't even know what our mindset is, yet he thinks that it's delusional. Like what? So again, we like these kinds of guys because guys like this show you exactly what not to do. Because this is why you're home on a Friday night at 8:30 watching a show that you apparently disagree with. If you guys want to be that guy, by all means, subscribe to MGTOW Absolute Knowledge.
Yes, my hero.
Knowledge.com. Subscribe to his Patreon. Follow him on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Seriously, subscribe to this guy. Trust me. If you're looking to be a scared, crying, angry baby jerking off to hentai porn, by all means, this is absolutely your guy.
Yes, and also you want to hang out with him because he is going to lead you to all the women. Trust me. When women get around guys like that, he's going to be so creeped out, so scared of women that they're going to come to you, dog. So, hey, be his friend.
Hey, man, right? Hey, Absolute Knowledge. You want it? Listen. If I ever decide to hit the Vegas streets again, man, I'd love to have you. Right? Like he's like an opposite. He's like an opposite bug spray. Deal. And listen, he says stay. Listen, he says stay steady simping. This guy doesn't even know what simping is.
He don't even know what simping is.
He says that's right. He says that's right. Save your money. Don't simp like these guys. Again, what in the world is he talking about?
I don't know. Hey, guys, guys, that's what I'm saying. Just love them and let them go play in a little sandbox. Don't even get mad at them. We appreciate you.
You know what? I'll tell you what, MGTOW Absolute Knowledge, and I'm being dead serious with this. When MGTOW Absolute Knowledge decides to stop acting like a female, I'm being dead serious. Send me an email, tsr@donovansharp.com, and I will give you my $400 video course, How to Master the Game, absolutely free. Won't charge you a dime. And I'm being dead serious. Listen, that day may never come. You may decide to stay angry at women. And, I'm not spending any money.
Asexual.
Anybody. I don't know. Listen, again, when guys, this is what I'm talking about, right? And this is the thing, Steve. It's not that we deny that women are fucked up.
Right.
It's not that we're saying, well, you have to go. No. We understand who and what women really are. What we're trying to let you guys understand is that it's not about the women. It's about you. That's what this is all about. You get yourself right, then the women are going to follow you as a byproduct of natural selection. That's how this works.
Wait, Jebediah, here's the $1 million question. If you above all things, then why would you be bitching about something below you? I don't know. I'm just asking a question, but I don't know. We're frozen. Yeah, it's not the camera. We're just frozen. Okay. Okay.
And listen, he's got the number. We got the number.
We got the number right here. Yeah, absolutely.
And guys like this never ever call in.
No, they can't call because he's gonna be like, hey, I don't appreciate you talking about me.
You guys are simping.
You're Tammy. You're a simp, Donovan. Oh, hold on, mom. Stop it.
Stop.
I'm on my way upstairs for dinner, Mom.
I'm listening to Donovan.
I'm a level 10 mage, Mom. Will you just leave me alone? I've almost got the dragon heart.
I've just got past Gandor. Where do these losers come from? It is absolutely beyond me. Yeah. And you want to know something? This is the funny. What I love about guys like this MGTOW Absolute Knowledge, this is funny. The first girl that shows him attention, he's out. First girl that gives him just a little piece of ass. Dude, you won't see his ass for 6 weeks.
Can I just put the tip in, please?
I promise. He says, yeah, exactly. You're telling these guys to simp, though. Absolutely. How about you call in?
Yeah.
And tell us exactly where we're advising guys to simp. Right? Again, he's just running off at the mouth. Like, you guys are simping. Dude, people tell us this all the time. Like, what does that even, like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, man. I don't know, bro.
Listen. My course is $397, right? All you have to do, MGTOW Absolute Knowledge, is listen. Save 1 week of World of Warcraft, okay? Another $50 worth of Cheetos, another $50 for your blow-up doll, another $50 a month for all of your internet porn, and then another $50 for that other internet porn that you look at. $100 saved up, right? Like that. I mean, like that's how that goes. My man.
Oh shit!
Like for serious. And oh by the way, I would strongly advise you, if you're going to beat off, I would go to Palmer's cocoa butter lotion, because if you keep beating off with that Nivea MGTOW Absolute Knowledge, you're going to get some chafing.
Thank you, Donovan. You're such a great guy. I just don't know. I'm just so frustrated. I don't know what I do. I run the offense.
Fuck you, Mom. I told you to knock.
I told you to knock before you.
MGTOW Absolute Knowledge is the type of dude that would tell girls. She'd be like, "So you live with your mom?" "I don't live with my mom. My mom lives with me.
My mother lives with me.
Part of the house."
How dare you? This is why I'm going my own way.
This is absolutely my castle. This is my house. I am the king of my castle.
Because I said so.
My video game. We better stop for this dude.
Oh man, you fool, boy.
These guys. And they'll save way more money than you guys sitting at the club. Who talked about something at the club?
I know. I don't know, man.
Oh, listen, hold on. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe were you listening to another podcast? I don't know.
He wasn't listening to this one. Yeah.
He wandered in here accidentally. Oh, yeah. Oh, Alexa says, "I have my own key in basement apartment."
You can't tell me what to do, buddy.
You can't tell me what to do. You guys are simping.
You're a simp, Donovan. Sharp. You're a simp.
Devin's ugly. I've seen pictures of her.
I can't believe you would say that. Mom, leave me alone, mother. Mother.
Leave me alone.
I'm trying to go my own way.
Yeah, that guy is what we call a scab. He's not really a MGTOW.
Yeah.
He's just a guy that comes in and talks a bunch of nonsensical type of shit. I actually had a topic that I was going to discuss. Here, give me 1 second. Hold up. Hang on a second. Damn, it was dude, I had it right. I had it right on my mind, man. Oh, okay. Well, we got a caller on the line, and while he's on, I will look for that topic. Area code 954. 954, you're on live with Donovan and Vadeen.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing tonight?
Doing good, man.
Hey, man, I just wanted to let you guys know, I mean, as funny as it is to make fun of MGTOW, we've all been there before. At least, I have.
Sure.
And I just want to say that, to MGTOW, man, just get your act together and, just leave all that pessimistic shit behind, because, life is not going to change. You have to change your mentality, your mind, all that stuff. So, as easy as it is to sink low, you just got to really evolve. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Lately this year, I've been getting women. I've been changing my mentality. And,
good.
It's all because of watching you guys. So, good job.
Respect to you, young man.
Let me ask you this. What was the turning point in your success with women? Like, what was and I know it's hard to pinpoint because it's probably a confluence of a lot of different things, but what are the 2 or 3 biggest turning points in terms of maybe your mindset or maybe your situation?
Well, I'm a young guy, and it was like, going through school and, not getting women, kind of being a little bit of a loser. It wasn't until like I was at my job where I'm like, I woke up one day and I'm like, listen, I got to change my life around, because I'm not going to be, young forever. And if I don't learn this shit right now,
gotcha.
And I'm my life is going to go, in a totally other direction. So I think really what happened where everything really started changing was when I was hitting the gym. And
there you go.
From there on, it was a snowball effect. And luckily I have a lot of alpha males in my family, as cheesy as that sounds. And they're teaching me the way. They're continuing to push me and, just showing me game. So that's pretty much what it was.
Good job, young man. Good job.
Yeah, he's one of the lucky ones, man. And thanks for the call, area code 954. Like, Steve, if I'm not mistaken, you had a mentor when you were younger.
Mine's at 9. Yeah, I had my mentor at 9 years old. So I was lucky at 9. So, yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, see, I didn't have a I didn't have a mentor, or at least I didn't have a mentor that showed me like the ins and outs.
Oh man, yeah,
of the game. And stuff like that. Here's what I wanted to talk about. Speaking of,
now, do we have time? Because I know
yeah, I've got another 10 minutes or so.
All right, another 10 minutes. Okay, cool. Okay, no problem.
I wanted to talk about female manipulation.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
The as far as female manipulation is concerned, is now stopping female manipulation is very, very tough, but I'm not going to get into that.
Yes.
I'm going to talk about why women manipulate men. Well, the reasons are vast, but the main ones are money, gifts, favors, anything that benefits them, tangible or otherwise. So for example, if she wants to go on a weekend getaway, she lets you fuck her in the ass the entire week. Or if she wants a kitchen upgrade, she tells you can have a man cave, so you can agree to some 5-figure, so she can get her bullshit overpriced kitchen. Another really good example, and this is actually what the other guy was talking about with his alcoholic wife, is being on her best behavior because she wants you to propose, right? She gives you head every night. She lets you go back door. She cooks your meal. She's kind. She's agreeable. And what guys have to understand, Steve, and this is a crying shame, is that women these days, they rarely do anything for a man just to be nice, okay? There is always an ulterior motive, and this is where manipulation comes in. But here's the thing, and I want guys to really, really understand what I'm about to say here. Females are not master manipulators, guys. Yes, they are good at manipulating men, but they're not psychologically messing with anyone using a brilliant mix of guile and deception. No. What makes their manipulation tactics so effective is that we want to fuck them. That's it. If we didn't want to fuck women, they couldn't manipulate us as often as we do, right? So anytime a guy says, oh my God, women can manipulate on multiple levels, no. The reason she can manipulate on multiple levels is because you want to fuck them. God, listen, I've never been manipulated by a man before, at least not that I know of. If he did, he certainly got over on me. But as far as manipulation is concerned, you guys have to understand is that females are not really masters of the mind. You want to fuck them, and they take full advantage of that. Steve, what are your thoughts?
Well, I'm going to go on the other side of the street on this one, because the reason they manipulate you is because they can, because you allow her to manipulate you. You know what I mean? She can only do what you allow her to do. And the thing that a lot of guys don't understand is and from my point of view, Donovan, these women have been around more guys and have more guys hit on them. So she kind of can tell the difference between a Donovan Sharp versus the Metal guy right there. Or, you know what I mean? She can tell the difference in your behaviors and your actions. Why? Because the more you try to lie, because a lot of guys have been taught to lie. Some have been taught to lie, deceive, and not be honest with women. But what they don't understand is you can't trick the trickster. She is manipulation, deception, and lies. So she is the queen of that. That's like me going, I would never go into a strip club trying to talk to a stripper because that's her domain.
Hell yeah.
So, right. So what happens with a lot of these guys, my brother, is that these guys out here, because they don't know themselves, they show, it's like they're playing their cards like facing forward. You know, they're playing poker, but she can read their hand. And the only reason she's manipulating him, Donovan, is because it's how he feels about himself. Because she can recognize, you know, like Donovan, we talk all the time. We talk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, just flow.
Right.
But these guys are 1, 2.
Wait, what's next? 7.
Right, next 3, 4. Right. And women can pick up on that, and she can figure out what your story is because they've been in the game. They know how to get now. They can't get a man, but they can get everybody else because everybody else knows them, Donovan.
There you go. Absolutely. Got a super chat question in here. Brass Dash with the $5 super chat. He says, I'm expecting my first order of Gorilla Mind Rush on Monday. Any suggestions on how to maximize performance? This is actually sort of a hack that I haven't told people about that I actually do on the regular. I don't take 3 tablets all at once. Okay. I wake up early, so I'm able to start doing this early. Number one, you have to start slow. Okay. Take 1 tablet to begin with. Then the next week, take 2. Then the next week, max out at 3. When you max out at 3 tablets, I space them out. Okay. Now I don't space them out too far because I don't want to be up all night. But I'll wake up at like 5:30, and I sleep a little bit later now because I have to get more sleep now. But I'll wake up at let's say I'll take my first Gorilla Mind Rush tablet at 6. Okay, I'll wait for an hour and a half. I'll take my second one at 7:30, and then I'll take my third one at 9 o'clock. That gives me a solid 8 to 9 hours of a good, clean, high level of energy. I'm not jittery. There's no crash. It's almost like a steady runway, and then you're and then you slowly, there's no crash, you just kind of slowly come down. I don't ever really know when the Gorilla Mind Rush wears off. I just kind of, oh, you know what? Yeah, I guess it has kind of worn off. I feel the same. So that would be my suggestion to maximize performance, is when you get to the 3 tablets a day, week 1, 1 tablet a day, week 2, 2 tablets, right? So week 1, you take one at 6 o'clock and then don't take another one. Week 2, you take one at 6 o'clock, then one at 7:30. Week 3, you take one at 6 o'clock, one at 7:30, and then one at 9. And then honestly, I wouldn't take a Gorilla Mind Rush tablet past, I don't know, probably about noon. That's what I would do. So good question there. Good question there. Let's see. There was one more question I wanted to answer in here, but I completely forgot what it was. We're having some more fun here with MGTOW Absolute Knowledge. MGTOW Absolute Knowledge says you're a puppet just because of the way the legal system is right now. Again,
wait. Can I show him something? Okay, if what you're saying is true, then why are my clients getting messages like this? If what you're saying is true, why are my clients getting messages like this? If what you're saying is true, why are my clients getting messages like this?
Well, again, he was excuse. I don't want to put in the work, Steve.
Okay, yeah, I know. It's just I can keep telling you guys. The thing is, what y'all gotta love about nature is everybody has a role to play in this. Everybody can't make the football team, guys. So understand this. His job is his job. He is supposed to be the feminine guy in here trying to prevent you, trying to declaw you and defang you, because misery loves company. Crabs love to bring people, bull people down in the bucket. So you can't get mad at him. You just got to appreciate him, because he's going to be the one doing 90% of the work while you do 10% when it comes to women, man. Yeah. So you got to love him.
No, listen, I could not agree more. And it's like you and I, Steve, and I'm going to end it with this. You and I are, our experiences are very unique in that I don't I found the red pill like most men. I've been cheated on and had bad experiences with women, but I don't have those scars. Right. I didn't learn about the true nature of women. I learned it the hard way, but a lot of guys really learned it the hard way. These are guys on the hook for child support with been married twice, got kids with 2 different women. He's taken to divorce court, divorce rape, wife cheat and all this other kind of stuff, paternity fraud. I was able to sort of escape that. You were red pilled at the age of 9. And that's incredibly a unique experience to have. But again, it's almost better late than never at some point. A lot of guys are sort of down on themselves. Okay, MGTOW Absolute Knowledge, that's enough. You can call in. I'm going to go ahead and go ahead and ban him from the channel. He's spamming my chat now.
I shall ban him right now. So goodbye.
Seriously, boot him out, ban him. MGTOW Knowledge, if you have anything to say, you can call up.
He's gone.
Just get up out of here.
Sir, gone.
The mouth. He's a scab. He's a scared. And again, this is what gives, and this is why guys like Steve rolls his eyes when he hears the word MGTOW, right? What Steve doesn't understand is that these aren't MGTOWs, but it's idiots like this guy that gives MGTOWs a bad name. All he does is come in here and talk a bunch of shit. And there's so many guys who call themselves MGTOWs I know real MGTOWs, and MGTOWs are solid fucking dudes. But it's idiots like this who fuck it up for everybody else. Dude, not even Rollo Tomasi understands what MGTOWs really are. He thinks they're like this fuck. Get out of here with that. Breeze Ever Flowing says, don't feed the trolls. Dude, get the fuck out of here with that nonsense, man. It is very difficult to ignore constant stupidity. Get out.
You're not feeding the trolls. As a man, you're just acknowledging, because you in bad, you can also teach, young man. So it's not feeding the trolls. is letting these guys know.
I'll feed them the fucking ban hammer. Dude, I've banned so many fucking people, and it has not hurt my show not once. So, listen, with all due respect, I don't need advice from you on how to run my podcast. I've been at this long enough. All right, let's take one last phone call before we call this bad boy quits. Area code 404. Now, area code 404. I got to run through the battery. You're in area code 404. I got to make sure you ain't calling me from Riverdale. I got to make sure you ain't calling me from Clayton County, Jonesboro, Forest Park. What's the other one? Morrow, Georgia. I got to make sure you're not there on Old National or Godby Road. And I got to make sure you damn sure ain't in Bankhead. Where you at?
No, I'm actually right outside of Atlanta. I'm not in.
Okay.
Okay. I will eventually be in downtown Atlanta.
Okay, good stuff. Listen, stay in the Buckhead Midtown area and you'll be all right.
Absolutely.
Good stuff.
Man. But thanks for taking my call before you guys end the show. I just got a quick question. So, ever since I sort of took the red pill, I sort of started analyzing all my past relationships, and I've been really trying to pinpoint where I fucked up at and where I was simping at. So, and basically through taking the red pill, now that I know how women operate, while also analyzing how I acted in the past and how I've pretty much caught myself simping back in the day, it sort of made me like a little jaded. And it's like, I really don't know how to move past it. I hear you guys talk about it all the time, about a certain stage in the red pill. And I've heard you guys talk about it, and maybe I'm missing something, or maybe I'm not. I don't know.
Well, you want to go first, Donovan? Shall I?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, here, this is where your problem is. You got your guns pointed in the wrong direction. You're pointing them at the women. You're not pointing them at yourself. See, you don't know you. The reason women have done what they have done to you is because you don't have a sense of self. You don't know what your last name means. You don't have any principles, laws, rules, codes, narratives, mission statements, value statements, and legacy statements about yourself, even a self-definition of who you are. But as long as you keep pointing the finger and being mad at them, you're never going to grow any, because you're not facing the truth in the problem, which is your lack of knowledge of women, your lack of knowledge of the game, your lack of knowledge of approaching, your lack of knowledge of sex, your lack of knowledge of talking to women, texting. All these things are a combination for a lot of guys. It's not like you could just pick up and be a doctor and operate overnight. This is a long process, young man. But I don't want to talk too long because I know Donovan's got to go. But Donovan, what say you, sir?
Yeah, what you're going through is perfectly natural. A lot of guys in the chat are putting in, red pill rage. And another guy actually asked, can you relapse red pill rage? Like, you get past the red pill rage, you get past the anger phase, you're doing great, everything is good, and then you sort of relapse, you become angry with women again. But Steve hits the nail right on the head. When you really do consume the red pill, you find yourself getting pissed off at women. But the longer you have this knowledge, the more you begin to understand is, oh, wait a minute, women are only going to treat me the way I allow them to, right? And guys, there's so many guys like this MGTOW absolute rage guy who's completely given up on women and life. He blames women for his station in life.
Yes.
And women, and dude, everybody always says, hey, nobody is responsible for where you are except for you, right? If a woman, and guys call in all the time, well, a woman treated me like shit and this and that. I try not to be too hard on those guys because I know that they don't know. But what it comes down to is you got to understand that the reason why she treated me like this is because I allowed it. If I didn't allow it, she wouldn't have stuck with me. Well, Donovan, what if I try to check her, but then she doesn't want to be checked? Well, then now you have a choice. You can either get the fuck out of there or tell her to get the fuck out. I said all that to say this. I don't want to go around in circles here. But it takes a long time to learn, especially if you – now, this comes easy to Steve because he was like this from a young age. But for guys like you and me, caller, it's not easy to sort of switch our mindset. It's not easy to sort of, deprogram, for me, 35, 36 plus years of blue pill conditioning. But where it starts is understanding that your anger, though valid, is misplaced, okay?
Yeah.
Nobody can do to you what you don't allow them to do. Easier said than done, I know. Vagina is a powerful thing, and I say this all the time. Women are weird, wonderful, fantastic, and fucked up all at the same time, all the time, right? And learning to navigate them can sometimes seem daunting. But at the end of the day, a woman's response to you has 100% to do with what you do. That's what it comes down to. If you're going to be you. She can either accept it or she can dislike it and move on. But you don't change. You can't change for a woman, because if you change for a woman, you can't be mad at her because you allowed her to control your behavior. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
No, I absolutely understand what you guys are saying. I mean, it's just, I would have never thought in a million years it would be this hard to break this blue pill conditioning that I've been put under for so long.
It's tough. How old are you?
I'm 23.
Oh, well, dude, consider yourself lucky, man. Holy shit. Some guys don't find the red pill until they're in their 50s, man. Like, dude, I had counseled one guy who was like 80 something years old. The guy just realized, he's like, listen, I've been married for 58 years. My wife, I've had sex with my wife twice. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, it was unbelievable, Steve. So thanks for the call, area code 404. Thanks for the call,
brother.
Okay, so so this is going to be my last red line, because I've got prior obligations that are going to be taken.
Yes, sir.
But listen, Steve, the red line was awesome here in 2019, and if I have time, I'm more than happy to come on and do a guest podcast with you. You know, down these MGTOW fucks. Listen, because you're such a good sport, I'm going to reduce your sentence from 5 shows. I'm going to reduce it down to 3. Right?
Thank you. 3 shows. So I'm gonna do a show. I'm gonna do a show at 9:30 to get that shit out the way. I'm gonna do a show tonight.
There you go. Just go ahead. Go ahead and get it over with.
Yeah, I'm getting it over the way. I'm doing a show tonight. I have 2 more left. Goddamn. Thank you, Donovan. Hey, thank you.
Now hold up. If the Eagles lose and Dallas, hey, put that goddamn ass.
Hey, put that goddamn 2 more day. I know. Hey, you were gracious. I appreciate. Hey, and my dog loves you.
Definitely be talking for
sure. My dog loves you.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, don't judge me.
Speaking of which, do you think Jason Witten's the next head coach of the Dallas?
No, man. No, man. No.
I think that here's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that Jerry Jones comes to his senses and hires a coach that pushes back. I'm afraid that he goes out and gets a guy like Urban Meyer.
Or Harbaugh.
Or, oh my God, dude, if he hires.
Yeah. So we need,
I need him. Listen, I don't want Jason Garrett to be fired.
I know that's mean you didn't lose. Hey, you lose. Let us win and get in the playoffs. And then I
want Jason Garrett to keep his job, and I want Jerry Jones to give Dak Prescott a 5-year, $250 million.
Man, all right. See, now you want to talk Jack? Okay, all right. All right,
it's been a pleasure, man, and you and I will definitely be talking soon.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt. Okay, guys, this the Red Pill Mindset. We'll talk to you guys later. Y'all guys have a good night. We out. Peace.